Hello, my name is Peter Moncrief, and I just want to speak to you from a thought, just a thought that occurred to me. It's the new year, and many people are scurrying, running around, trying to keep their New Year's resolution. And sometimes, as we go through life, sometimes we're not sure how to how to handle the twists and the turns that life throws at us. How do we handle an unexpected divorce? How do we handle the breaking down of relationships around us? How do we handle sickness or something that we just never saw coming? What do we do in moments of distress? I want to talk to you about a few things that I really believe is going to encourage you. In the ancient scriptures, Paul says something very powerful in Philippians chapter 3. He says, I press toward the goal to win the heavenly prize of the upward call of God, which is in Christ Jesus. He says, I press on toward the goal to win the heavenly prize. Well, pressing seems to suggest that there's an opposing force. And that opposing force somehow is trying to hinder you from going forward, and so you have to press. If you're in a football game and you're on the front line, the defensive line, you've got to press. Well, if you're in life, you got to press. You got to keep going. Got to keep believing. You got to keep trusting that there's a higher purpose for the pain and for the disappointment that you're experiencing. You see, pain is nothing but a portal to get to your purpose. Pain is nothing but a conduit that God uses to get you to your next level. If life were easy and you and I didn't have to press, imagine if we just thought a thought and it just came to pass as we thought it. Life would be quite boring. Life is not like that. Sometimes you have to get in the press. Sometimes you have to fight for what you believe is right. And so you got to keep going. You got to keep believing. You got to keep pushing. I want to talk to you about three things really quickly that I believe can help you in your press. I want to give you a few things today, and I want to give you what I call keys. So keys are really important because keys allow you to have access. Where you had no access before, if you have the right key going into the right lock, you can go anywhere. What you really need, what you really want, you need keys. And these keys will give you access. The number one key, you've got to be determined. You've got to make up your mind. Sounds easy, but it's very difficult. Because when things come against you, and they will, and life starts hitting you in the mouth, what's going to be your response? What are you going to say when something hits you? What's going to be your response? You've got to be determined. You've got to make up your mind. You've got to sever every other potentiality and say, my mind is made up, I've got to go. Number two, you've got to demand, you've got to ask of yourself more. You and I are not perfect. I'm not perfect. I know you're not perfect. You've got to ask of yourself more. What do I need to do in order to overcome? What is life trying to teach me? What's the lesson that I'm supposed to be getting from this experience in life? What am I supposed to be learning? And then once you figure that out, and you do have to figure that out, But once you figure that out, you got to ask of yourself more. Be willing to demand, I need to do more to get to where I need to get to. Because life is that important. And before my time runs out, the last one is you got to discover. Discover the new horizons. The new horizons on your future. The new horizons that come as a result of breakthrough. As a result of having the power that's built up. You see, I always teach that breakthrough doesn't come until there's build up. Build up is what creates the difference for breakthrough. Breakthrough is simply the energy to get through anything you need to get through. That's power. Power is the ability and the authority to do what you must. Think about those two words. Power is the ability and the authority to do what you must. I hope these 3 keys will help you in 2018. Determine, make up your mind, demand, ask of yourself more, and discover a new country in yourself. I press toward the mark of the high calling of God, which is in Christ Jesus. God bless you. Do more. Do everything you can. And where you have failed, where I have failed, where we have failed, pick up the pieces. Bend down. Pick up the pieces. Keep going. Broken relationships. Bend down. Pick up the pieces. Keep going. And become a legend. God bless you.